Red MacGuffin reviews. John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum. Prepare for war. This time it's war. Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. And guff warning. I'm going to talk guff about this. Waffle. So be warned. There's going to be a lot of waffle. A lot of, what would you say? What's the term? It's called stream of consciousness. Yeah. Blather. Banter. All that jazz. Okay. So, he's back. Moves straight on from the first movie. We have Keanu Reeves. Action hero from The Matrix. Point Break. Speed. He's back doing all his action stunt, all the stunts. Apart from the horse, I doubt he did the horse riding thing and the motorbikes, a lot of the motorbike stuff. But he's back doing the fighting and the gun and stuff. He's good at that. And he's pushing on. We can't have him falling off motorbikes, you know. Keanu's pushing on a bit. He doesn't look it, but he's pushing on like the rest of us. So this is from 2019. We have the first movie, 2014, the second movie, 2017, and now this one. And yeah, this ups the ante. This splashes the cash. We've got the same director back from 2 and 1. Same cinematographer, Dan Louston, who also works for Guillermo del Toro, Shape of the Water, Nightmare Alley, Crimson Peak, Brotherhood of the Wolf, Mimic, The Leavies, Jordan Gentleman, Silent Hill. And yeah, so it looks great. It looks real stylish. I mean, straight away into this, we've got these great fight. One great fight in the library with a Russian giant. We go on to a gun shop, antique gun shop that has knives and swords. Luckily for John Wick, and we have a great fight in there. And then we go on to a stable, and a big fight in the stable in New York. And then he takes a horse. Then he goes off on a horse to get to Angelica Houston, who is a director in a ballet. So that's just the start of the movie. That's just straight in there. John Wick trying to, you know, get out of New York, get some. But there seems to be a bounty hunter killer around every corner. So, you know, he's in trouble. So yeah, we just get thrown straight into all this great action. You're getting your money's worth in this. For fight, if obviously you're watching this, you like fighting, gunfight, you know, Keanu doing his thing, taking on everyone. He is death himself. And yeah, and he has a certain amount of time before this excommunicado kicks in where no one can help him. And he gets, from his knife fight in the library, he gets injured, and he gets to a doctor, and he only has a certain amount of minutes left before the doctor can sew him up. And the doctor, by the way, bit of trivia, is played by Randall Duck Kim, who was also in The Matrix Reloaded. So yeah, it's like a little Matrix reunion in this. We have Lawrence Fishburne back as the Bowery King, and yeah. Okay, so what was I saying? See, this is a stream of consciousness thing. I'm just talking about the start of the movie. We get thrown in there straight away at the action, and straight on from the second movie. And what else was I going to say? Hold on. Who else is in this? Yeah, Angelica Houston. Keanu gets to this. It's like the, what would you say? It's a theater with ballerinas in it, and the director of this she's like the director of the ballerinas, the director of the secret bounty hunter killer assassin place, and she's played by Angelica Houston, who is a Hollywood legend. She's been in The Grifters, The Witches, 1990, Addams Family, Ever After, Ice Pirates, This Is Spinal Tap, Prizzi's Honor. And she plays someone that owes John Wick, or I suppose she owes him a favor. He's got this ticket, which is a cross, and he presents it to her and says, "Look, you have to get me out of New York." So someone else that owes John Wick a favor, and we go through the different part of the theater, and we see young men training like the wrestling moves that John Wick has. So this is where John Wick trained, and he's from a Russian background. We get his real name, and yeah, so we're learning a bit about John Wick's backstory in this through his visit to this Russian theater, and the director doesn't have to help John Wick, but she decides to help him. And once he's used his ticket, he can't use it again, and he can't come back to. So he's burning his bridges everywhere he goes. He can't come back to this Russian, where it all started, where he was trained. Okay, so yeah, he gets out of New York, and he gets to Morocco. And the reason he's in Morocco is he's trying to find the Elder, and he thinks the Elder can help him wipe the slate clean and help him make amends. So the Elder is based in Casablanca. We see the arrival of the adjudicator, and the adjudicator is sent from the high table to punish those from the second movie that helped John Wick. So Winston is in trouble, played by Ian McShane. You've seen him on Deadwood, Pirates of the Caribbean, on Stranger Tides, American Gods. And he's in trouble. He's going to lose his job at the Continental because he helped John Wick. Gave him more time to escape at the second movie. And the Bowery King, played by Lawrence Fishburne, he's in trouble also. And Lawrence Fishburne is back. We've seen him in the Matrix movies, Contagion, Mystic River, Man of Steel, Predators, Event Horizon, What's Love Got to Do with It, and Apocalypse Now. So he's back as the Bowery King. And also in trouble now is Angelica Houston for helping him escape from New York. And she's got the adjudicator has lined up a bad guy that can take on John Wick, and he's played by Mark Dacascos, and he plays Zero and was also in the Brotherhood of the Wolf, Double Dragon, Only the Strong, The Island of Dr. Moreau, 1996, and Crying Freeman. So he's our new last bad guy that's going to take on John Wick at the end of this one. You know, the usual. And yeah, he's the main henchman for the adjudicator. He's putting manners on all these So John Wick's now in Casablanca, and he meets up with Sophia, who is the manager of the Casablanca Continental. And Sophia is played by Halle Berry. And Halle Berry, she's been in a lot of great stuff. Catwoman, well, not Catwoman, Gothica, Die Another Day, Monsters Ball, Moonfall, Cloud Atlas, the X-Men movies, Kingsman, The Golden Circle, Swordfish. And she's also someone else that owes John Wick a favour. He has a marker with her blood in it, and we learn a bit of backstory there that he helped her get her daughter out of somewhere to safety, and learned that she can't make contact with her daughter. And yeah, a bit of a sad background story, and she has to help John Wick. And she's these two dogs that have armor, so they're her sort of, what would you say, fighting dogs that she has. And yeah, we go through that she has to help John Wick, and she helps John Wick. She takes him to see Barada, and Barada is played by Jerome Flynn, who you've seen in Game of Thrones, Ripper Street, and 1923. So yeah, Jerome seems to do making all the coins, the gold coins for the for the High Table or for the Assassin's Guild or wherever they are. And yeah, he says that he wants guidance from Barada about how to meet the Elder. But Barada makes the mistake of he gives John instructions about that the Elder will find him, but he has to go into the desert and follow stars and yeah, so he has to go into the desert. But but he decides that he's going to punish John, that he's not going to let him leave alive, and he wants to keep one of Sophia's dogs, and all hell breaks loose. She doesn't like her dog's messed with. Barada shoots one of her dogs, and big fight starts, and we get a great fight at this foundry slash minting place for the coins, and yeah, it's a the dogs are involved. The dogs are wearing armor, and they're part of Sophia's fighting style. And yeah, it's really good. So that's a great set piece there, a great action scene. And once all these bad guys have been dealt with, we have the two of them getting into the desert, and Sophia's leaving John in the desert to find the Elder. So, flashback to New York, we have the adjudicator. She sacks Winston. She goes and attacks the Bowery King with her henchman Zero. He slashes him with his samurai sword, and and the director gets a sword through her hands. So they all have to pay a bit of penance for not doing what they should have done, and that is not helping John Wick. So flashback to Morocco. John's in the desert. He's walking through the desert. We don't know how long. He nearly dies, but he gets found by the Elder's people. He gets brought to the Elder, and he asks how he can be brought back into the fold. And his way in is to go and kill Winston for the Elder, because Winston Winston is not, as he says, not as his fealty has waned, or whatever Winston's done, he's in trouble, and the Elder wants him killed. This is his way back in to an assassin's life, and yeah, that's the price he has to pay. We see John Wick losing a finger, and one of the prices he has to pay, and a reminder. And flashback to New York. We're back in New York again, and back to the Continental. And John Wick we have the adjudicator talking to Winston. He's not stepping down from his role, and we have John Wick not willing to kill Winston, seeing as they're friends. So he's not going to go through with killing. He's going to help Winston fight off the High Table's, what would you call them? They're like armed soldiers that come in. There's 2 busloads of them that come in to fight John Wick and whoever Winston has in there, his bodyguards, and the Continental has been marked as deconsecrated ground. Winston can help John Wick. He can get him guns, and we have John Wick saying an old Matrix line that he needs guns, lots of guns. So we have another big set piece here in the Continental. We have Sharon, played by Lance Riddick, who's also in The Wire and White House Down. He's fighting off the bad guys. We have John Wick using his shotgun to fight off the bad guys, and yeah, they're fighting against the adjudicator and the High Table. And yeah, this is a great set piece. One thing about this though, why can't John Wick throw a grenade every now and again? It would free him up for. It would ease his workload if he could throw a few grenades or a missile launcher. Just saying, this is an action movie. I'd take whatever help I could get. It seems like he doesn't want to cheat us out of a wrestling gunfight by throwing a few grenades. Anyway, okay. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if you threw a few grenades. So we have all these armored bad guys coming in. It's harder to kill them, but John Wick still does it in his immutable style, immutable style. And okay, so they clear the place. They of course they do. John Wick wins with Winston and Sharon, and they beat all the bad guys. And now we get into something that I don't understand, but maybe you could help me understand. Yeah, leave a comment down below. Winston, for some reason, he shows his power that he can fight off the high table, and the adjudicator says, "Well, that's just the first wave. We're going to get more bad guys into if you don't deal with this." So they have a parlay, and Winston repledges his fealty to the high table, and he wants to keep his power, but the price that to get his hotel back, he has to kill John Wick. He turns on John Wick and shoots him, and John Wick falls off the side of the building. And there's a great scene of John Wick bouncing off canopies and ladders, and I don't know how he survives, but he does, and he gets taken away by the Bowery King, by the Bowery King's people. And yeah, I don't understand that bit. What happened with Winston? He seems to. I don't understand how he got his power back. One minute he's a bad guy, and next minute he's a good guy, or with the high table. So I don't understand that sort of. It wasn't. I just didn't get it. But anyway, Winston's back in the good graces of the high table. He has his hotel back. He shot John Wick, or he thought he killed John Wick, but he hasn't. John Wick has survived, and he's with the Bowery King, and the Bowery King is angry and says the high table don't know what they're messing with. He has a lot of the power. He controls information, and he wants John Wick to help him fight the high table. And that's where we leave John Wick 3. And yeah, I was expecting this to end at 3, this franchise, but we're getting another movie. We're getting John Wick 4. So it's not over yet. I don't know how they're going to top this movie. There's some great action, great set pieces in this. Amazing stunt choreography. Keanu Reeves, I don't know how he does it. It's like a dance of death. I don't know how he learns but he has to learn to do this, but fair play to him. For our entertainment, I'd give this a 4 out of 5. And yeah, I just went over some of the main aspects of the movie. And by the way, John's dog is okay. The Sharon is looking after it in the Continental, and it's fine. John's new dog. So don't panic about that. Dog's okay. And yeah, we have a good joke when Sophia's dog gets shot. She says, John Wick understands why she gets so angry. I mean, the dog's wearing armor. The dog was okay, but don't mess with someone's dog, especially an assassin. And by the way, Halle Berry is brilliant as in her action scenes too. I mean, she really brings a lot to this movie, and I mean, she's up there with John Wick in her fight choreography, and she should do more action movies. Yeah, let's get Halle Berry doing more. We need a spin-off with Halle Berry. Yeah, there you go. Writers, directors of John. Yeah, let's do Halle Berry's Sophia's backstory about her daughter, and yeah, because she's a great addition to this. And what else? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we do have a big fight scene in the hotel in the Continental with Zero and John Wick. Mark Dacascos, he was also in Brotherhood of the Wolf, Double Dragon, Only the Strong. I said all that, didn't I? See, there you go. Stream of consciousness. This is what happens. Waffle. So there is a great fight scene. We always get this at the end of every movie, where John Wick takes on the big boss, the big bad guy, the one we haven't seen before, and is John going to make it? So we get a great fight scene in a glass display case set, area of the Continental, and John Wick is fighting the ultimate bad guys, and will he survive? And he does. And I like the way the Zero character is in awe of John Wick, but still has to fight him and still thinks he can take him on. So, yes, very good. Looking forward to John Wick Chapter 4. Hopefully they can tie this up, explain Winston's turning on John Wick when John Wick was sent to kill him and didn't. Now John Wick's in trouble again because he didn't kill Winston. And he probably should have if Winston has really turned on him and sold him down the river. So, okay, I think I've covered everything. What do you think? I think I have. John Wick, Chapter 3. Okay, I'm going to, hold on, I'll just find my thing. Fred MacGuffin's reviewed John Wick, Chapter 3. Why don't you throw a few grenades? Make your life so much easier. Whoa.